Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to Needs of Children. We are discussing about 10th standard English medium social science. In that, lesson number 5, history, continued part of social and religious reformation movement. In the previous session, we get the information about Arya Samaj, Prarthana Samaj, Satya Shodhak Samaj, Aligarh Reformation movement, Ramakrishna mission. So in this session we are going to get the continued part of social and religious reformation movement. Theosophical Society. Theosophical Society basically founded by Madam Blavatsky and Colonel H.S. Olcott. So these are the founders of Theosophical Society. Theosophical Society founded by Madam Blavatsky and Colonel H.S. Olcott. They came to Adyar near Madras and established the head office of Theosophical Society in 1886. The head office of the Theosophical Society is located in Adyar near Madras and established in the year 1886. The main aim of the society was to do the comparative study of various religions, either it is a Hindu, Christa, Islam, Buddha, Jaina, Zoroastrianism, so different kinds of religions and philosophies. There each religion's philosophies and science. So these are the comparative study of the various religions, philosophies and science. Another goal was to discover the indomitable spirit hidden in the human. That is also one of the very important goal of the Theosophical Society, was to discover the indomitable spirit of hidden in the human. It cleared that Universal Brotherhood is important. When that is one of the very important aim of the Theosophical Society, it declared that Universal Brotherhood is important. Theosophical Society took its basic principle from Hindu sacred scriptures like Veda, Upanishads, Sankya, Yoga and Vedanta philosophy and spread these basic principles. To study about other religions, Theosophical Society took the basic principles of our Hindu sacred scriptures. Theosophical Society attempted to find solutions to present problems by studying the ancient Indian thoughts, philosophies and theoretical ideals. When it is made the attempt for the solutions, whatever the solutions are facing during those times, not only studying the problems, even finding the solutions for those problems with the help of ancient Indian thoughts, philosophies and theoretical ideals. Hence, the society basically tried for the reformation of Hindu religion. Interestingly, foreigners took more interest in this process. So that is one of the very important, interesting thing about the Theosophical Society. Because of some foreigners came and tried to reform about the society of India. That is one of the very important, interesting issue. With the arrival of Irish lady Besant in India by 1893, the movement of Theosophical Society started to grow more. When Besant came to India and the Theosophical Society started to grow more. She arrived in India as a member of the society. She born in 1847 in London. She divorced her husband who was a priest at an Anglican church and became an active member of the society in 1889. She had more knowledge in Vedanta philosophy. She advocated that Indian culture is far more superior to the Western culture, which based on materialism. This movement was a reformation movement of Hinduism. She also did a comparative study of Hinduism and Buddhism. So, being a foreigner, Annie Besant, she has well known about the Hindu religion with that Vedanta philosophy, and even she comparison between the Hinduism, Buddhism as well as the Western culture with the Hindu materialism. So these are all to know about her more interested towards our Hindu religion. Translating Bhagavad Gita to English is one of the major achievements of Annie Besant. She was called as Shweta Saraswati. She wanted education for all. She translated our Bhagavad Gita to English so that she was known as the Shweta Saraswati, and she wanted education for all. She opened schools. She started Central Hindu Banaras College in 1898. The same institution became a university due to the forethought of Madana Mohana Malaviya in 1916. But the Central Hindu Banaras College, established by Annie Besant, later on it has become as a university due to the forethought of Madana Mohana Malaviya in 1916. She started two periodicals. One it is New India and another one it is called as Commonwealth, to initiate discussion on current problems and social issues. With those periodicals, she is highlighting about the New India and Commonwealth. Here is Madana Mohana Malaviya. These are the social reforms of Annie Besant. She started Home Rule League in 1916 and initiated Home Rule movement in Madras region. Being a foreigner, she supported Indians to fight against the Britishers. So that she only started the Home Rule League in 1916, that too in the place of Madras region. The credit of creating religious reformation movement and a new sensibility for the Hinduism in the early 19th century should go to the Theosophical Society. The credit of creating religious reformation movement and new sensibility for the Hinduism. That too, early part of 19th century, that credit goes to Theosophical Society. And it's part and parcel Miss Annie Besant. Miss Annie Besant was active in the freedom struggle movement and became the first woman president of Indian National Congress. The first woman president of India, that is Indian National Congress, Annie Besant. As the concept of Home Rule movement, so Theosophical Society, under that, being a Irish people who were under the rule of the British, started Home Rule movement to assert their rights of self-governing. Influenced by this, Annie Besant started Home Rule movement in India also. Two Home Rule movements were in existence in India by 1916. One movement based itself in Pune and covered areas like Maharashtra, Central Province, Berar region and northern part of present of Karnataka under the leadership of Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Another Home Rule movement was based on Madras under the leadership of Annie Besant. Tilak ran periodicals like Maratha and Kesari, whereas Annie Besant ran the periodicals like New India and Commonwealth, even Young India also. In this way, the concept of Home Rule League started by Besant and gave the one of the very important concept towards the Indians. So like this, being a foreign lady, she was become as the first woman president of Indian National Congress and gave a new sensible thinking in the minds of the Indians. So these are the achievements, contributions of Theosophical Society as well as Besant. So let's move on to one more person, one more movement named called as Sri Narayana Dharma Paripalana Yagam. Sri Narayana Guru started a reformation movement in 1903. This started Yadalu of Kerala. This movement aimed at strengthening the backward and exploited communities. The major aim of this movement was strengthening the backward and exploited communities. So Narayana Guru, born on 1854, died on 1928, and his companions Dr. Palpu and Kumaran Asan led the movement of Paripalana, Dharma Paripalana Yagam. So these are the other Palpu and Kumaran Asan. The caste differences were too much in Kerala and there were many prohibitions in place. Well, not only in Kerala, throughout the part of India, its practices, but majorly this Dharma Paripalana Yagam took the birth in Kerala, so that the caste differences were too much in Kerala and there were many prohibitions in place. During that period, all were not allowed to use facilities like tanks and roads. They were barred from wearing footwear. Restrictions were there on women's dress also. So these communities had to live without basic rights. So these are usually the lower category or the lower caste people. They are facing lot of problems. So in order to address this issue, Sri Narayana Guru started Dharma Paripalana Yagam movement. One caste, one religion, one God for human beings was the basic idea of Sri Narayana Guru. Such a wonderful concept was given by Sri Narayana Guru through the Dharma Paripalana Yagam, like one caste, one religion and one God for human beings. So that education is the only path to achieve this, he declared. He built temples for the backward communities as they were denied entry into temples. So the only way to come out of practicing of casteism, that is, everyone has to get the education. So even he built the temples for backward communities as they were denied enter into the temples. So Narayana Guru and his companions started Vaikom movement, a temple entry movement in 1924. Gandhiji and Periyar, the architect of self-respect movement, participated in this movement. So the temple entry of Guruvayuru temple was a major incident. So like this, what the Sri Narayana Guru Paripalana Yagam started the movement like Vaikam movement, named called as a temple entry movement. This movement has been supported by Mahatma Gandhiji as well as Periyar. So these are has uplift of the lower caste communities to provide the equal rights along with the men as well as upper class. Such a wonderful concept contribution has been provided by Sri Narayana Guru under the social reformation movement. So these are some of the achievements, contributions of the Sri Narayana Dharma Paripalana Yaga. So let's move on to one more contribution from the Periyar movement. By the beginning of the 20th century, a non-Brahmin movement started in South India. The majority of non-Brahmins launched agitations demanding representations in government sector as per their population. So here it is by the 20th century, a non-Brahmin movement started in the South India, southern part of India. The majority of non-Brahmins launched agitations demanding representations in government sector as per their population. Obviously, there is no fault at all. Their strength, their population, so they are requesting, demanding for the representations. It became a major movement in many states like Karnataka. Later, the non-Brahminical communities opposed the restrictions against them. So many of the places it has been started this movement, including Karnataka and other places, especially non-Brahminical communities opposed the restrictions against them. This was possible due to the English education. The census reports published after 1870s provided a picture of their population. The Justice Party started in 1916, continued the movement in Tamil Nadu. So as this, not only in Karnataka, even this movement it is continued in the other state like Tamil Nadu. The concept of non-Brahmin movement took a new shape under the Justice Party. This became more radical. Self-respect movement led by E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar became a new force. Ramaswamy, who came out of Congress in 1925 and started Self-Respect League in 1926. He was called as Periyar. Periyar means senior person. The Periyar movement was started by E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar out of love by the people. The meaning of senior person, out of a love by people. Periyar was born in Erode to a rich family. He believed that Congress in a favor of Varna system and started a new movement based Dravida racial identity. So he was not interested to continue in Indian National Congress. So he rejected the racial supremacy in the name of Arya and Brahmin. He said Tamil language of Dravidians. That is the reason he came out of the Congress and started the Self-Respect League, Self-Respect Movement by E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar. He opposed Sanskrit language and literature. He also rejected Rama as the Vedic leader and accepted Ravana as the Dravidian leader. So usually this angered by a bad experience at Benares. He converted Sanskrit, Rama and Ravana as cultural ideals and patronized Ravana. He companioned equality and criticized caste and gender-based discrimination. He participated in temple entry movements held at Vaikam of Kerala. So even in the previous movement of Sri Narayana Dharma Paripalana Yagam, in that we get the information about that he participated temple entry movement which was held at Vaikam of Kerala. He became the president of Justice Party in 1939. Even he started an association called Dravida Kalagam. He also started justice periodical. Even today, Periyar remains as an ideological symbol in Tamil Nadu politics. This is more evident in all the political parties of the Tamil Nadu retaining the word Dravida with their names. The ideological non-Brahminical movement started by Ayonthidas and T.M. Nair was turned into a cultural movement by Periyar. His life goal was to establish an equal society where there will be no inequality based on caste, religion and gender. So in this way, he gave a wonderful contribution to the social and religious reformation of India. So these are the highlights of the Periyar movement. That's it about today's session. I hope you have understood till now what we are discussed. In case if you having any doubts, the entire lesson you can comment in the comment box. I will solve your doubts and I will come back with the next video. Until, keep watching my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next session. Bye bye. Take care.